Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Eugene, for the tee up. So how's everybody doing? Have you had your lunch? Yeah, so thank you for joining me for a health hour today. Today, we're going to talk a bit about a product that I really like and really love, and my entire family loves, and that's actually going to be called LifePak. Okay, so I think these days, it's healthy living is actually quite a buzzword. Yeah, so everybody's like into really healthy living. They know that they need to live healthy. Even the Singapore Promotion Board also promotes a lot of healthy living. And then people will exercise regularly. You know, they quit smoking. They know they need to eat healthy. You know, fruits and vegetables and stuff. So basically, actually, at the end of the day, right, what are we trying to achieve? So what is this health all about? Basically, I think everybody has a different view about health. Yeah, so some of them actually say that, okay, I want to look younger. You know, I want to look slimmer. I want I don't know, I have a more glowing skin. So everybody has a different perception towards health. Okay, so by the end of the day, right, actually health is what health is actually brings about. Okay, is actually when we don't want all these things to happen. Okay, aging and disease. Okay, so it's basically aging and disease is honestly is inevitable to a certain extent, especially aging. All of us are going to age, but it's actually how we age that is very crucial. Yeah, so for example, diet, lifestyle, you know, our level of immunity, around the amount of free radicals around us, whether we are overweight or not, and even genes has, to a certain extent, has an effect on how we age and how susceptible our body is to diseases as well. Okay, so what happens, okay, when we are deficient in nutrients? What happens to our body when we are deficient in nutrients? Okay, so basically the body systems will break down. Okay, so if you consider your body like an engine, right, and you don't feed it, you don't provide the nutrients, it's going to break down eventually, part by part. But because our body is actually linked together, even if one part breaks down, eventually all the other parts will break down as well. So we need to take care of every single part of the body. All right. So earlier I mentioned something about free radicals, okay, and antioxidants. I think these are the buzzword these days, right? Everybody's talking about antioxidants because we want to take care of our body and we want to make sure that we don't succumb to the viruses around us. Okay, but did you know? Okay, free radicals are actually quite is something that will cause our body to age. Okay, and free radicals causes different parts of our body to age in different ways. For example, free radicals will actually attack our skin cells and the collagen, so that actually we get like a saggy skin, you know, and we don't get the glowy skin as that we used to have when we were younger. Okay, now of course we get wrinkles, dull skin, and things like that. So this is one of the results of free radicals, you know. And antioxidants, the purpose of antioxidants is to neutralize these free radicals, okay, to make sure that we look young, you know, our bodies are young. So even though we get free radicals from us around us all the time, okay, whether our boss stresses us, our kids stress us, you know, there's pollution around us, all these things are actually free radicals that will attack our body, and hence we need antioxidants to protect ourselves against these free radicals. Okay, yeah. So I actually am going to show you something which I find it's very impactful. Okay, so if you look at this picture in front of you now, right, there's actually a picture of a healthy cell and an unhealthy cell. If you look at the healthy cell, right, it's actually very round, you know, it's soft and permeable. Permeable means that waste products can get out and then the nutrients can get in. Okay, but what happens, you see that the unhealthy cell on the other side, the cell membrane is actually very tough. Okay, which means that if all the toxins that the cell generate, right, is unable to get out, okay, because the membrane is already too hard, and worse still, nutrients can't get in. So this is what happens when the cells in our body becomes unhealthy. Okay, and that is something that we want to avoid totally. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of this. So this is a LifePak. This is okay. So a bit of background about Nu Skin, right? Pharmanex, right? Pharmanex is a company that loves to do research. Okay, they spend lots of time, lots of resources, a lot of money to do research. Okay, and every single product actually goes through extensive research, even clinical research as well. So this is actually a blood sample from a LifePak user, okay, we shall call him A. Okay, if you realize that the LifePak user cell is actually round, you know, like we mentioned earlier, the round permeable cell. So this is actually what we want. Okay. But what happens when this user A stops using LifePak for 7 days? Wow, can you see? That's actually quite, you realize that the cells become like a dark colored inside. This means the toxins has already built up inside the cell and it's unable to get out. Remember, when the cell membrane becomes hard, the toxins can't get out. Okay, and the nutrients can't go in. Okay, so this is what happens when you stop taking LifePak for 7 days. Oh, I see some of you running to go and eat your LifePak already, right? Yeah, you forget to take your LifePak today. Yeah, so okay, so on the 7th day, so this user A, he goes and eats a hamburger, he eats fried chicken, and he drinks a coffee. And you see that the cells become even in poorer shape. Okay, they totally lose their form, they're darker colored, you know, and then it looks terrible, right? And we honestly, we really don't want cells that look that way. Okay, but guess what? 15 minutes after taking LifePak, you see that his cells are slowly beginning to look better, right? They don't look as bad as they did on the left-hand side. Okay, and again, 45 minutes after taking LifePak, this is what happens to the cell. Okay, the cell becomes a bit roundish, although there's still a bit black inside, yeah, but that's because of the toxin buildup, and that needs to take time to get out. Okay, so remember, friends, okay, we need to take our LifePak to ensure that our cell membranes, okay, nice and bouncy, and then the toxins don't build up inside. Okay, so this is actually very, very impactful, you know. So I really wanted to show you this so that we know how powerful our LifePak is. Yeah, okay, so so a lot of people will say, like Dr. Eugene mentioned earlier, right? What is it we want to do when we say we want to eat a well-balanced diet? Basically, what we want is actually to be able to eat all the necessary nutrients that our body needs, right? Yeah, but guess what? It is really hard to eat all the essential vitamins and minerals from food alone. So if you see this picture, right, this is a picture of all the food that we need to eat in order to obtain all the necessary vitamins and minerals. Okay, so I think it's a bit tough, okay? Honestly, if you spend the whole day eating, this is not going to happen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if you look at our LifePak itself contains 40 types of antioxidants. Okay, I won't go through the list, but basically, this is actually all the powerful antioxidants that will keep all the free radicals at bay. Remember, we talked about free radicals earlier. We want to keep this at bay. Okay, so and every day when your boss tells you to do work and then you get stressed about it, okay, the free radicals build up. So we need to take LifePak, okay, all the time. Okay, and guess what? So inside LifePak, okay, we have actually something we call the alpha lipoic acid. Okay, and in order to get 30 milligrams of this particular antioxidant, right, we need to get it from 95 kilograms of spinach. Who in the world will eat 95 kilograms of spinach? Even if you are a spinach lover, it's impossible that you can eat that in one day. And that's actually what our body requires. Okay, so friends, is the easiest solution is just take LifePak. Okay, that's what the end of the story is. All right. Okay, so another question, is it healthy to take natural food? Honestly, I don't deny that we all should to be taking natural food, but actually the question is it sufficient to only take natural food? Okay, so this is actually an excerpt from a study that was conducted by the Japanese, okay, the Japan Food Standardization. Okay, so what happened was that they realized that in 1950, 100 grams of spinach, they were able to extract 150 milligrams of vitamin C. But then many years down the road, because of environmental factors, soil destruction, you know, processing of food, in 1994, 100 grams of spinach, we were only able to get 13 milligrams of vitamin C. So honestly, friends, it is not a matter of whether we want to take natural food or not. I think natural food is the best way to go, but it's actually not sufficient that we only rely on natural food. And hence, that's where supplementation actually comes in. So in our modern day and era, right, it's actually very important to have supplementation, okay? So recently I heard about this word called bioavailability. I'm not sure how many of you have actually heard about it, but basically bioavailability, this word means how much we absorb and utilize from the food, okay, and the supplements that we take, okay? So a lot of times in the past, I only thought that bioavailability was how much we were able to absorb from the food and supplements. But actually, in Nu Skin, we do a lot of research, and they actually go one step further, because in order to be to realize the full potential of the food and supplements that we take, right, we need to be able to know whether our body can utilize the nutrients, okay, that we can absorb. Okay, so for example, did you know that many factors actually affect the amount of absorption of the nutrients? Okay, things will be like for example, your health, okay, your current health status, whether you are healthy or not, your genes, and even your age. Okay, and another thing that I recently heard, right, is actually something called nutrient interaction. Okay, this is a really big word. Okay, nutrient interactions. Okay, but I think it's actually quite interesting, because Nu Skin is a company, because they spend a lot of time doing research, right? They realize that although nutrients in the various forms are actually very important, but did you know that certain supplements, okay, require other nutrients to be present in order to be absorbed fully? So I give you a very classic example. Okay, we all know calcium is very important, right? Especially for women, but did you know it's not only calcium that's important? So let's say we take a supplement that is very rich in calcium, but guess what? In order for calcium to be absorbed in the intestine, right, we need to have vitamin D present. So without the presence of vitamin D, right, calcium will not be absorbed sufficiently. Okay, so hence, when you look for a bone supplement, a bone supplementation, right, you need to ensure that you have both calcium and vitamin D together, okay, to ensure that you are getting the best out of the supplement. And all these things actually Nu Skin thinks of when they come up with our supplements. And hence, you realize that the other day I was just hearing one of my fellow business partners comment, nobody has ever told him or her, told him, that Nu Skin supplements are no good. In fact, everybody he's ever met, whether they're buying supplements from him, okay, loves Nu Skin supplements, because they know that Nu Skin supplements work. And I think that in itself is actually a very big boost for us as users, because we know that how much thought actually goes into every single supplement that Nu Skin creates. Okay, and another example is antioxidants, which we were mentioning earlier. Okay, so for example, right, if let's say we take vitamin E, and then we get free radicals around us, okay, and vitamin E, right, can actually be regenerated by vitamin C, but what happens when vitamin C regenerates the vitamin E? Okay, vitamin C now becomes oxidized, right? So what happens? We don't get enough vitamin C. So hence, we need another antioxidant. In this case, it's called alpha lipoic acid, okay, to regenerate our vitamin C. Okay, so this is a chain event that goes on and on and on and on forever. So whenever people tell me, oh, I take lots of vitamin C, but honestly, it's not enough to take only one single type of vitamin. Because of this chain reaction, right, we realize that we need to take a whole smorgasbord, a whole buffet of supplements in order to achieve that sort of continuous protection that our body needs, the continuous protection from free radicals. Okay, so this is actually something I thought that I would share with you today, so that you too can go and share with your friends, Okay, so it's not all about a single antioxidant. Okay, it's actually more about a group working together synergistically to actually achieve the best results for us. Okay. So the benefits of LifePak. Honestly, LifePak has so many benefits. I'm unable to list them down here all totally. But if you look at the section on bone health, remember just now I mentioned calcium and vitamin D. Okay, so when you talk about bone nutrition inside LifePak, we support bone nutrition, and that's why we have both calcium and vitamin D. And then we have something, if you look at point 6, it raises antioxidant defense. You realize that in our LifePak, we have more than 40 over antioxidants. We talk about vitamins E, vitamin C, we have the alpha lipoic acid there as well. Okay, so basically, LifePak is a one-stop solution if you're talking about getting the best out of nutrients. Meaning that if you take 2 packets of LifePak a day, it is sufficient to cover all the daily essential vitamins and minerals that you require in a day that you are unable to get from your diet. Okay, so actually you just need to ask yourself, we know we need to take 3 well-balanced meals a day, right? But how many of us actually take 3 well-balanced meals a day? Okay, yeah, don't put up your hand because I'm sure you you are actually one of the culprits, okay, myself included. Yeah, so that's why we actually need to resort to supplementation. Okay, so for example, okay, we go back again. When we talk about nutrient deficiency, right, these are all the particular functions of LifePak. Is able to help with digestive health, all the different brain health, skin health. You realize that because it takes care of all the essential nutrients that our body needs, right? Our body is basically thoroughly protected, okay? And that's what we want to do. Okay, and when we talk about nutrient deficiency, right? Oops, sorry, just go back one more. Okay, in order to achieve what LifePak achieves in one day, you need to eat a mountain of fruits and vegetables. You know, we're not cows, so I think it's unlikely we can do that. Okay, and we don't want to be deficient in nutrients. Okay, so maybe a bit more talk about nutrient deficiency. Okay, some people will tell you that, you know, I take a lot of vitamins and minerals, okay, but did you know that a lot of the vitamins and minerals are unable to be stored in our body? So for things, for example, like B1, B2, B3, B12, folic acid, these sort of vitamins and this sort of nutrients, right, is unable to be stored in our body, which means that we need to take it continuously every single day, you know, and that's why we need to take LifePak on a regular basis. And then did you know that our body is also unable to produce certain sort of trace elements, for example, zinc. Okay, so zinc is already included inside LifePak, but did you know what zinc is important for? Okay, it's actually to help with our poor wound healing, okay, and then hair loss as well. Okay, so for example, zinc is actually obtained from the food that we eat, but mostly in meats. Okay, so if you're a vegetarian or you know of friends who are vegans or vegetarians, they need to take in zinc as a supplementation because they don't eat meat. Okay, so this is actually one of the reasons why LifePak is actually loved by a lot of vegetarians outside there. Okay, and it's safe for vegetarians to eat as well. Okay, and then of course all the trace nutrients like iron, copper, chromium, manganese, and then selenium, all these things, all these big words, right, that we don't usually hear about, but these are actually very essential for the normal functioning of our body. Okay, and then we talked about bone health earlier. Remember, I told you that we needed calcium and vitamin D together. But did you know, when we are young as children, right, our body is able to absorb up to 75% of the calcium we eat. Okay, but as we grow older to teenagers, by the time we get to teens, it's only 20 to 40%. And by the time we get to adults, right, our body is only able to absorb 15% of the calcium that we eat. Okay, so and then what was even more so for menopausal women, okay, they need to take a lot of calcium because our body can only absorb so much. Okay, and we need to take it every single day. Okay, and also, did you ever know that for cardiovascular health, right, for formation of blood clots, we also need to take something called magnesium. Okay, these trace elements that we don't always consider important because everybody just talks about vitamin C. Okay, because they think that's sufficient, but actually that's not enough. We need all these trace elements because they are actually needed, okay, during the various processes that are going on inside our body. Okay. Okay, and the thing about magnesium, right? Magnesium comes mostly from green leafy vegetables. Okay, so our friends who are the meat lovers, what happens? You're not going to get a lot of magnesium, unfortunately. Hence, okay, our meat lover friends, all the more you need to take LifePak as well. Okay, so friends, at the end of the day, right, our immune support, okay, is actually very important that we take our LifePak. And did you know also, for friends who are on TR90, okay, did you know that LifePak is actually included inside TR90 for a very special reason? Okay, because when we are on a weight management program, right, actually a lot of free radicals are produced. You know, sometimes we get a bit stressed, free radicals are produced, and we need to take these LifePak to counter the stress that's produced during the weight loss. Okay, and at the same time, did you know that there's a clinical research done that body fat decreases, okay, better when you are taking LifePak. Okay, so this is based on the clinical study that New Skin actually did. You know, when you are taking LifePak together with your TR90, your body fat reduction is actually improved. Okay, so friends who are on TR90, make sure you take your LifePak religiously, okay, twice a day. Okay, so next we're going to watch iodine test by one of our big leaders in our system. Okay. Wow, actually, I'm really amazed. You know what a simple experiment like this can prove. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, right, it's not just one type of antioxidant that is needed. We need a whole range. Okay, and sometimes we there's a certain reason why we need to take LifePak twice a day and not just once a day, because we need to protect ourselves 24 hours and not just 12 hours. Okay, so that's important to note. Okay, so the next thing I think a lot of people will come and ask is, when you introduce them a supplement to take, okay, they will ask you safe or not. Actually, honestly, I do agree that safety is actually very, very important, especially it's something that we're going to take into our body. So fear not, because New Skin is actually a company that places a lot of emphasis on safety. And for one, our LifePak and actually a lot of our other supplements is included in this, something we call the physician's desk reference. And what exactly is this? It's actually an encyclopedia, if you call it. Okay, it's a reference book for the doctors in America. So what happens is that the doctors in America don't sell you medication. They write you a prescription and then you go fill it out at the pharmacy. Okay, but before they write you a prescription, they're going to look through this PDR to make sure that you are suitable to take this supplement, okay, or rather this prescription. And at the same time, it's going to work to help with whatever ailment you are facing, you know. So it is included inside life, only if it is safe and it is able to do what it says it does, the efficacy. It is then only can it be included inside this PDR. So don't worry, as long as it's included as PDR, it's actually going to be safe. And LifePak is actually included in this PDR, okay? And then of course, we also have this very stringent 6S process that goes on for every single supplement that we produce, okay, to make sure, you know, we go beyond the normal requirements of a supplementation company, which actually don't need to go through this 6S process, okay, because we are not required to. But we do it, although it's expensive and very costly and time consuming, we do it to give our users a very to let them know, you know, that it is safe for them to consume, okay, to give them the reassurance that it's actually safe for them, okay. And then finally, we also have devices that are able to detect whether the supplements that we are taking is actually working for us. Remember, we talked about bioavailability earlier. Yeah, so taking a scan every month of this S3 will ensure that you are actually on the right track. Okay, that your body is actually sufficiently protected, okay, against the ill all the bad stuff around us. Okay, the free radicals and all the viruses as well. Okay, so do this on a regular basis for yourself and for your customers to make sure that they actually are on the right track. Okay, it actually also gives them a boost of confidence, and they will be more than happy to share with their friends as well. Okay. So actually, I've come almost to the end of my presentation. You know, so for me, when I first started taking supplements from New Skin, right, I never took supplements because I felt I didn't need them because I was younger, and I didn't feel as though they worked for me, you know, because I didn't feel anything. So hence this S3 scanner actually came in very handy, because sometimes it's not about feeling, you know, do we feel healthy? But actually, a lot of the diseases that we actually have, right? Okay, we go back to the previous slide. The diseases that we face, right, is actually something that we cannot feel. So it's actually very important to do a scan on a regular basis, because it's actually not about feeling. Okay, when free radicals attack your body, there's no feeling one. Okay, so we need to know for certain, and doing this S3 scanner on a regular basis, we are able to tell. Okay, and when you take good supplements and vitamins, right, you find that you look younger. Okay, that because you're younger on the inside, you're healthier on the inside, and you actually feel you have the extra glow. Okay, and I think when I first started my supplements in 2012, that was almost like 8 years ago already, right? And today I'm turning 50 next year, but I find that, you know, I don't look anywhere close to my age, and I think that it is something that it's not only skin deep, okay, but it's also I'm healthy inside as well. And then if you look at my dad, okay, this is my dad. He actually turned 80 in the beginning of this year in May, and he's 80 years old. My gosh, look at him. Does he look a day over, I don't know, 65? You know? So I think at the end of the day, it is important that we are not only take the supplements for ourselves, but we share it with the friends around us, because we know it's important, you know, that they take the supplements as well. And LifePak is actually honestly one of the basics of all supplements that we need to take, because it is okay, give you an analogy. For example, you know, if we are a tree, okay, LifePak is actually the soil, okay, the soil where all the nutrients are provided for the tree to absorb, that we become healthy trees, okay. So we want to be ensure that we are always healthy all the time, so LifePak comes in. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've actually learned a bit of something from about LifePak today. So do join us during our next health hour. So my name is Serene. Good afternoon, everybody, and have a great lunch.